Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. Busy day of football ahead. Manchester City entertaining West Ham. How are we all doing? Hope you're doing well. Big shout out as well. I've dropped the link in the video description. I am doing Wales versus England rugby watch along today as well on the Paddy Power YouTube channel at about 10 to 5. So you can join me for that there. I do love rugby. People are like, what are you doing rugby for? I always watch Six Nations. I've just never done watch-alongs for them before. So looking forward to doing that one for sure. That's going to be good. I do get quite into my rugby as well. I am very pro-England, being English. There's nothing wrong with that. So I do get quite pissed off when we don't win. I was very pissed off against Scotland the other day. So that's to come. But first of all, we have got Manchester City against West Ham. We are going to be doing Leicester-Arsenal tomorrow lunchtime on this channel as well. So 2 watch-alongs for you this weekend for you to get involved in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. A sip of coffee there. They've got the team news up on the screen, so I may as well go in through that. But I will do it my way. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it the BT way. I'll do it my way because I prefer to do it my way. So hope we're all doing well anyway. Look, I'm really looking forward to the rugby. I'm looking forward to this game today as well. Lingard and Declan Rice playing as well, so none of this big players not playing. West Ham currently 4th in the league with 45 points. And if they could get anything today, it would be fantastic for them. I think we know that Man City are firm favourites. But Ederson in goal, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko, De Bruyne, Fernandinho, and Gundogan. No Rodri. Mahrez, Aguero, Torres. Very strong side that, even though they have people like Sterling, Jesus, Laporte, Bernardo Silva on the bench. Rodri, I think, must be injured. Foden on the bench as well. So, I mean, look at that City team and you can still have Foden, Cancelo, Silva, Rodri, Laporte, Sterling on the bench. Their depth is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Randolph, Diop, Dawson, Cresswell, Kufel, Soucek, Rice, Johnson, Fornells, Lingard, Antonio for West Ham. It's a strong West Ham side, but they're going to have problems, aren't they? I mean, City have got such a strong team. And as I said, the quality of players they've got on their bench would start. 4 or 5 of those players would be best players for most of the Premier League sides. It is absolutely huge. And the quality, as I said, that they've got, it just goes on to another level, really. Right, we need to move those, but we'll start the timer first. Score predictions. Yeah, I mean, I will do which one player I'd take from both teams in a minute, but I'm going to say, I think it could be like 3-1 to Manchester City. Yeah, I think Man City got a very, very good chance of winning this game. It is on BC Sports Iron if you're interested. And please smash a like on the video if you are watching. And hopefully you'll be joining me for the rugby this afternoon. It's going to be, I can't wait. Looking forward to these 2 games today. Good weekend of sport. This on Saturday lunchtime, the rugby this afternoon, Arsenal-Leicester tomorrow lunchtime, and then Manchester United-Chelsea tomorrow afternoon. Looking forward to it, and we'll be watching them all. Not on this channel, but 2 on this channel. 1 on the United stand for United, of course, and then Paddy Power for the rugby this afternoon. I've dropped the link in the video description. But Michael Oliver, the ref, I think he's a bit of a City fan, to be honest with you. Very pro-City, Michael Oliver, every time I've watched him ref. But let's see how it gets on. I'm just waiting to start the timer here, and then I'll move the scores over. Quick through that door because the sun. What? Oh, okay. Oh, we're off. We're good. We're ready to go. Okay, that's good. Lots of score predictions. Some people are saying West Ham 2-1. Zaid says 2-1 to West Ham. Brave, brave, brave. I mean, look, what I would say about West Ham is that they are a side that when I've watched them play this season, they do against the bigger clubs. I thought they were really disappointing against United in the Cup, and I thought they were really disappointing against Liverpool in the league as well. So I've got to say that I've watched West Ham play a couple of times this season. Well, I've seen them play more than once, to be fair. And they do tend to be very reserved against the better sides, which I think you can understand it, but I do actually think they've got more to them than that, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see how they get on. I don't really think they'll do much. Having said that, I don't think they had Antonio playing in either of those games that I watched, and I think he makes a huge difference to them. Antonio certainly didn't play against United in the Cup, but he did. I think he did play against Liverpool. But look, let's see how they get on. They've got a chance, of course. The timer, I have started it. I just haven't put it on the screen. I'm just messing around with a few things here. Oh, it's up there. That's why. This is. I need to just set up a scene for this. Really. There we go. We're all set. So heroes Man City on the early chance here. Mahrez. And I think we have settled into that world now, haven't we? Where we all accept that Manchester City are the best team in the league by a very long way. Their squad depth is just ridiculous. I mean, Jurgen Klopp made a point. I'll leave it to you to decide whether it's a good point. And what he said was that COVID thing that Man City had really helped them because they had a couple of weeks off. I don't think having COVID in your club is something that Pep planned, and I don't think you can use it as an advantage in the sense that Man City bought it or anything like that. But I do think that it probably did help them not having a couple of games and having a bit of a rest, a few days. But they're not the only club to have had that. Villa had it as well, didn't they? And so did I think Newcastle. So it's one of them, isn't it? But their squad depth is ridiculous. I mean, they've got a very good coach. We know that, one of the best coaches in the world. They've got a ridiculous amount of players. And they are comfortably the best team in the league at the moment. I think they can be beaten, but I don't think there's many teams that can do it. Nice ball into Lingard here. He's not going to have this bad first touch by Jesse there, but it was not even 2 weeks, few days extra, says Mitchell Bassett. But it still helps, Mitchell. I don't. I think you should be, if you are a City fan, and there's not many of them, but you should be protective of your club and say that it wasn't a huge advantage. But I think it was an advantage. I just don't think it's something that you can hold against City. It's just one of those, isn't it? I think well, look at it this way. If Manchester United, who had a couple of coaches with COVID last week, if that had spread into the first team, and they couldn't play for a week, then that would be a big advantage for United. It would, because we've got a lot of injuries, so they'd all be a week back fit. We'd have a couple of games off because we wouldn't have played Chelsea tomorrow, and we wouldn't play Palace on Wednesday, so we'd get a week off. That would be a help. But you can't. It's just luck, isn't it? It's not planned. But I'm telling you now, those few days for City, they would have helped them. Can be a hindrance if it's too long, but there we go. City with 7 changes, says Sean Mullen. You wouldn't even know the quality of changes that they've made. It's ridiculous. They can put Foden, Rodri, Silva on the bench, and they've still got Cancelo's on the bench as well. But West Ham have started off quite well in this game. They're certainly giving a good account of themselves in these early exchanges. Goes for a cross there. It's a nice little ball out wide. That's not a good pass. That's a lazy pass there from West Ham. I don't know what he was on about there, but that wasn't very good. From Johnson. But he gets it back here, and it's another bad pass. That's 2 bad passes from this Johnson. I think he needs to sharpen up a little bit here. 2 poor passes from him in positions that you can't play like that against Man City. You know, one thing you've got to be able to do is not be sloppy. You've got to play your best game just to be in with a chance of getting a draw against Man City. You can't be giving possession away like that. Poor 2 passes from Johnson, and West Ham just started off quite well, but they're not getting hold of the ball much, and Man City will settle here. Have you ever been to Ireland? Says Michael. I lived there for 3 years. You clearly don't watch much of my content, do you? I love newbies. Welcome to the channel. I like mentioning it every show. But oh dear, West Ham's passing is a bit all over the shop at the moment, but they do manage to get the ball into the Man City half there for a moment. My prediction is 3-1 to City, Adrian. Looking forward to the rugby. Yeah, looking forward to the rugby. I think it'll be good. So give us a watch. Soucek fouls Fernandinho there. What team do you support in this game? West Ham. West Ham. Although, I don't think, even if West Ham... Well, I don't know whether... Do I support West Ham? As a Man United fan, West Ham winning might not be a good idea. Wales are going to crush England, says Alex Wilson. Well, you can join me for that. I've dropped the link in the video description. 4:45 tonight. England versus Wales in Wales in the rugby. Always a tense game. England, Wales, England, Ireland, England, France. They're the 3 big games. Although they did lose to Scotland, which was a bit shit. And this is another shit pass from Johnson. That's 3 passes in a row. Bloody hell. I would not be happy with him. You just can't pass like that. I'm not even a West Ham fan. Well, I'm definitely not a West Ham fan, but his passing has been terrible. But they've done all right, West Ham, this first few minutes. Got to say, it's maybe a lot of changes for Manchester City. A lot of changes for Manchester City. It's going to take them a time to settle, I suppose. But they've still got so much quality on there. Mahrez, Gundogan, De Bruyne, who I don't actually... Is our first topic of the show. What do you think of De Bruyne's season this year? Because I don't think it's been very good. I think he's arguably the best attacking midfielder in world football, and I do think he's a better player than Bruno. But this season, Bruno's better than him. De Bruyne's season this year, I've not been massively impressed with it. I don't know why that is as well. Johan says he's Welsh, and I still think we're losing. No career mode today, Troy. No, career mode's back on Monday. I'm enjoying the career mode though. Really pleased to get back into all tournaments. Treble is still on, but Man City just starting to feel their way into this game. But yeah, I'm not convinced about De Bruyne this season. Fantastic player, but just not playing to the levels I would expect him to. He's been bang average, says Frank Carval. He's been below par, says Abuka. He hasn't played that much, says Michael Collins. I'd be interested to know how many games he has played. I'm not that interested. Aguero in the box. I mean, Aguero's not played many games, has he? Nice little cross there. But you'd be happy with West Ham at the start of this game. You'd be happy with the way they started it. Nearly 10 minutes gone and it's quite equal. It feels like a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday lunchtime. I'll get there in the end. Saturday lunchtime game where Man City have obviously played midweek and West Ham haven't. So it's... started off. He's got 10 assists and not played much. Yeah, so average, says Trewen. Well, I do love arrogant comments like that because it's like Trewen's gone and looked at the stats and said that basically any of us who think De Bruyne has not had a good season can't say that. But I think those sort of comments are such bullshit. This is why I can't be arsed with bloody stats because people hide behind stats. I'll use my eyes. I don't think De Bruyne is having to me, De Bruyne is always the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League. He's not this year. Why is that? There's the question, Trewen. Stick your stats up your arse because we all know Bruno's stats are better anyway. Why is Kevin De Bruyne not the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League at the moment? And yet Manchester City are the best team in the Premier League. Why is that then? Let me phrase it like that for people like Trewen who... there's another bad pass there by, I think it was Fennells that time. Good interception by Declan Rice. Because he's been injured. Well, it's not that simple, is it? I think everyone always wants an obvious answer. And perhaps we could actually have a bigger conversation. I think we're better than that. And I don't think Kevin De Bruyne has actually been injured that much this season. I'm going to find out for you now because no one's telling me. Made a meal and threw it up on sun. He's played 29 games this season. He's played 17 games in the Premier League. Only 2 as a substitute. He's not played in the Champions League much. He's only played twice in the Champions League, but he's played 20 games for Man City this season, over 20 games actually. So he's played enough. He's played enough. Anyway, I'll give you my theory. Kevin De Bruyne is the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League. That's my opinion. I think he's the best attacking midfielder on talent. I don't think he's the best attacking midfielder this season, but Van Dijk's not the best centre-back this season because he hasn't played. I personally think De Bruyne is not at the normal level because he's shit now. I'm only joking. I was talking about this morning. I do think that for some people, they perform really well in training and then don't perform on a match day. Or you get some people who don't train well but perform well on a match day. And I think De Bruyne might be one of those players that actually works better with a crowd. And people will say that's too basic, but it's definitely true. It might not be the reason for De Bruyne, but it's definitely true that some players perform better in training than they do in a match scenario, and some people perform better in a match scenario than they do in training. And I think that maybe De Bruyne is one of those players that he works better in an environment where he's got thousands of people watching him. England Fans TV. This will make everyone laugh. It's always nice to have a laugh on a weekend. He says, coming from a Chelsea fan, Bruno's good, but not at Mason Mount's quality yet. I think you've mixed the two players up there. Mason Mount's good, but he's not at Bruno's quality. Bruno shits all over Mason Mount. I mean, Mason Mount's very good. I like Mason Mount, but the disrespect Bruno gets, it's hilarious. In fact, anyway, this is good play by De Bruyne. Very good play by De Bruyne. Cuts it back, and it's blocked. But that was better from De Bruyne, and it's a nice cross in. And Aguero handles it. But in relation to Bruno Fernandes, I really just don't take any notice of any criticism now, because there's even a pocket of fans who are United fans who don't like him, and I think they don't like him because he's keeping Ollie in a job, and I think they blame Bruno for that. But good run by De Bruyne there, cut back, and then a good block by West Ham on Torres by Declan Rice. He's all right. Bruno is definitely not overrated. He is the best attacking midfielder in Europe at the moment. He's got an amazing amount of goals and assists, and he's hit the woodwork more than any other player in the Premier League. So, anywhere you look at Bruno, the reality is you cannot put it down to being overrated or luck. He quite simply is the definitive stat padder, but in a positive way. He gets goals, he gets assists, and that's what he does. And that sort of player is priceless. So deal with it. He does carry us, Dylan. We definitely, if you take Bruno Fernandes out of United's side, we're not going to be where we are, because to fully appreciate Bruno, you've got to acknowledge that the impact he has on where United are. You take Bruno out of our team and drop him into Spurs or Arsenal, they'd be way higher up the league. Like, Spurs would be in the top 4 if they had Bruno. Apart from they've got Mourinho, who wouldn't let Bruno get the ball, but they, he's definitely a game changer. Yeah. Bye, Mang. I love people who come onto the channel and then just try and be abusive. Just jog on. It's Saturday. We're having a football chat watching Man City against West Ham, which is obviously going to have large periods where Man City are just doing tiki-taka football. I respect Tierney's passion for club in 11th, says Big Josh. And lovely finish by Tierney, wasn't it, the other night against in the Europa League against Benfica. Mark, what are your thoughts on England's chances at the Euros, says Kieran. I think England's chances at the Euros are limited by the fact that they're managed by Gareth Southgate, who I just don't trust. I don't trust him with the talent that he's got. Thank you for the contribution, Nathan Donnelly. But yeah, I don't trust Southgate with the talent that he's got. He's over-reliance on defensive football. You look at that England squad: Foden, Grealish, Sancho, Rashford, Sterling, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Maddison, Lingard. I've missed people out as well. Mount. So much attacking talent. Not much defensive talent, not much centre defensive midfield talent, and yet he will play a back 5 and 2 holding midfielders, which means he can only play 3 forwards. So Yeah, I don't. Greenwood as well. There's loads, absolutely loads. Declan Rice is not an attack. Saka is another one as well. So much attacking talent, and Southgate plays with 5 at the back. So, yeah, Declan Rice is not an attacking talent. We're talking about attacking talent. You think Odegaard can make a difference for Arsenal, says Adrian? But it's difficult, isn't it? Difficult when you're on loan in a team that season's over, apart from the Europa League. Is he cup tied for the Europa League, by the way? Odegaard. When do you think Bruno's form will drop off? Plus, this season he hasn't turned up against the Big Six, says Thomas Webster. You need to be a Manchester United fan to even understand that question. I can't even be asked to answer. He hasn't turned up against the top 6 because if you don't watch Manchester United, then I can't be bothered to tell you why he's not turned up against the top 6, because it's not about him not turning up against the top 6. And his form won't drop. He won't. His form won't drop. Odegaard's not cup tied. But yeah, just to close the Southgate argument, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think England will do particularly well. We might grind our way to the semi-finals like we did in the World Cup, but we won't be doing it through entertaining football. We should be playing with an attacking... I'd be trying to get as many of those players that I mentioned on the pitch as possible. I'd want to play Rashford, Sterling, Sancho, Kane, Foden... But he's not. Just those players won't start. They won't. Some of them will be on the bench simply because he's risk averse. He plays too many defenders. Here's Antonio. Another bad pass. West Ham's passing is shite. I know they're playing. I know they're playing Man City, and for that reason, the passing is not going to be as good as Man City's. But the passing from West Ham is really poor. Declan Rice's passing is good though, isn't it? Here's Johnson. Let's see if he can make a pass. Yeah, he's made a pass. Backwards pass, but it's into Cresswell. That's a good pass. Lingard goes for a shot. Soucek. Antonio. Oh, shoot Lingard. Oh, it was bouncing around in the box and it's gone for a throw in and Edison's gone down injured. What county and island did you live in? Says Tommy Mullen. County Dublin. G says, why are you so obsessed with Arsenal? Why are you such a twat? I'm not obsessed with Arsenal. I got asked a question about Odegaard. That was it. Piss off if you're one of those knobhead Arsenal fans. Can't be arsed with you today. Happy day. Watching football, watching rugby, not interested in Arsenal. If someone asks me about Arsenal, I'm going to answer it. And unfortunately, Arsenal's season relies on the Europa League. Your Premier League season is over. It's over. Mid-table matters over. You know it's over. So don't try and pretend that any... What sort of weirdo would be obsessed with Arsenal, by the way? God almighty. COVID's really got you down. This lockdown's really got you down if you were even thinking about Arsenal. As a Manchester United fan, I'm thinking about West Ham, Everton, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester. I ain't thinking about Arsenal. I don't think even Arsenal fans think about Arsenal. The only teams I'm interested in are the ones I don't have to scroll down to page 2 to look at. Well, I've just said Declan Rice is good at passing. That's a terrible ball. Now they've got a break. Tell you what though, watching Declan Rice, he's a lot more mobile than I think people give him credit for. Oh, this Man City, nice ball into De Bruyne. That'll go for a goal kick. He's overhit it. Best Portuguese team is Sporting Lisbon at the moment, isn't it? As an Arsenal fan, I'm embarrassed of our fan base, says Big Josh. Well, every fan base has got knobheads in it, to be fair. We've got some. Some would say I'm one of them. But no, we've definitely got some in the United fan base. Quite a few, actually. How's going to be Zlatan against United defence? I'm intrigued by that. I mean, I didn't want Man United to get AC Milan. Far from it. I didn't. But... once the draw's been made, you can't sit there moaning about it. You've got to get on with it. And there are exciting elements to it. I think Delot could play against us, but I I don't know I don't know how many games he started for AC Milan, but Zlatan, look, I like Italian football, but my honest opinion on it has always been that it's too slow to win major trophies at the moment. But if the right ball goes into the box, then Zlatan will cause a problem, and physically he will dominate somebody like Lindelof. So you're going to have to play Eric Bailly, I think, in my opinion. Oh, is Antonio top class at the moment, says Frank. He's definitely a handful, Antonio. And Mark, heard you might be the next 007, says Big Tony. On a serious note, I can't believe how many times they put back the new James Bond film. It was out, it was meant to be, I mean, it's just been ready for ages. It must be so frustrating to film a film that's not, that you did ages ago. James Bond was meant to come out in April last year. And then it was coming out at Christmas. Then it was coming out at April. And now they've put it back to September. It's going to be 18 months. 18 months after the release. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I have a Wolves fan with a super chat. He says, Arsenal fans calling you obsessed is funny. They are still on about that Luis penalty, says Matthew Paul. Well, if that Luis penalty hadn't been given, they might have won the league, mate. Let's not forget it. It was a huge, huge thing. No, to be fair, if that David Luiz penalty hadn't been given and he hadn't been sent off, they might have beaten you, and they might be on page 1 now instead of page 2 when you're looking at the league table. They're top of page 2 though, aren't they? I think. Are they 11th? Maybe. Remember Mark, thoughts on Shane Long, says Lucas. I don't really have any thoughts on Shane Long anymore. Mark, you'd better get your ear end back into the kitchen and help me wash the dishes, or you won't be getting absolutely none tonight, says Mrs. Goldbridge. And Mark, what's your take on Zlatan telling LeBron James to stick with sports and drop politics, says Jose Hernandez. I've got no thoughts on that. I don't think politics and sports do mix really, but I presume in relation to LeBron it might be something that's important to him. So there you go. "23 minutes gone." And I think in fairness, this game is going very much the way I would have thought it would go, in the sense that Man City don't really tend to batter teams anymore, but what they do tend to do is not concede and then get 1 or 2 goals and win. They've been very relentless at that. Actually, remember, just the final point on Arsenal, because they've really opened up the argument themselves, haven't they? Remember when they used to finish 4th all the time and they wanted a cup for finishing 4th? I reckon they'll now want a cup for finishing 11th, because basically you are top of page 2, so they are top of page 2. So maybe they should get a trophy for 11th. Here's Man City on the left hand side with De Bruyne. Lays it off. No, he doesn't. And West Ham will get that away. Held up by Antonio. Good turn. Switches it wide. Not a great pass again. Passing of West Ham's been the problem. Somebody said, what's page 2? Page 2. So you shouldn't have to explain a joke, but if you look at the Premier League table, on some websites they'll do it on page 2 or scroll down. So on page 1 you can see 1st to 10th, and on page 2 you see 11th to bottom. I think it's 11th to 18. Well, Arsenal are 11th, aren't they? So they're top of page 2. Top of the scroll down cup. A few super chats to read here. Did you hear Steve Bruce is getting more abuse after how he left the pitch for United, taking and laughing with Ollie, says Aidan. And what's your take on Zlatan? I didn't see that about Steve Bruce, but Newcastle fans, I think, just generally are pissed off a lot of the time, aren't they? They've got an absolute nightmare owner, and they think that they should be better than they are. Newcastle. I remember somebody a comedian talking about Tim Henman a few years ago. Remember when Tim Henman used to play tennis, and he always used to do well at Wimbledon, but nothing else. And although I think he did get to a semi-final in the US Open, but tennis bridge. But here's Lingard. I'll come back to this story in a minute. Gets out wide to Johnson. Whip it. Oh, why did he refuse the cross then? And another bad pass. He's shit. Who is this lad? He's crap. This Johnson is awful for West Ham. I've not really ever seen him play before, but Antonio's in there. He can whip a cross in. He refuses the cross and passes it to a Man City player. It's about the 5th time he's passed the ball to a Man City player. He's awful. I'd be fuming. I almost am fuming and I'm not a West Ham fan. But yeah, Tim Henman used to play tennis, and they used to call him a sleeping giant. He wasn't a sleeping giant. He was a sleeping shrew, was the joke, because he just wasn't good enough. And Newcastle think they're a sleeping giant, and they're not. You're a sleeping shrew as well, because you're not actually a big club, and you're not going to be a big club. So they think they should. They did it with Benitez as well. They thought they were above Benitez, and then Benitez did really well. They thought they were above Steve Bruce, and Steve Bruce did quite well. But I don't know who they think they should have as manager. It's almost like they think they should be getting Nagelsmann or someone like that. Lovely bit of skill by Mahrez there. And this might cap Johnson's half off. One of the crappiest half an hours I've seen from a fullback. Absolutely atrocious. He's now been booked. I'll tell you what, he's having a bloody nightmare. Bloody nightmare. Don't know much about him. Ben Johnson, 21 years of age. But he's not having a good game. He really isn't. In the book, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets sent off. I'd send him off for his passing ability. I'd just give him a red card for that, to be honest. That's your last bad pass. Red card. De Bruyne with the free kick headed away. But half an hour gone. West Ham doing quite well, but I wouldn't start eating my breakfast yet. Good header away by Cresswell there as well. I wouldn't start tucking into your sausages just yet, because this is what Man City do. Just because it's 0-0 after half an hour doesn't mean that West Ham are going to get a result. Man City are brilliant at not conceding goals and winning games. I do like that West Ham away kit, you know. I like the old the black and gold. It's nice. Even an Arsenal fan, you can only laugh at the banter instead of taking it serious, as Jay. Yeah, mate, we've been there as United fans. We've had plenty of banter over the years. You do have to. And on a serious note, I do think Arteta's the right man, but I think the problem is goal. What a goal as well. You've got to ask questions about the West Ham defence here. Ruben Diaz and Stones have stayed forward, and he's just absolutely solid, isn't he? Absolutely solid. I mean, Man City scoring a goal from a cross. It's just not even a City goal. This is the thing about City at the moment. They're doing things that are just very unlike City. The ball comes out to De Bruyne. Now, everyone will say what a great ball by De Bruyne. I don't think it is a great ball. I think it's a good ball. But he hangs it up, and neither West Ham centre-back is anywhere near this. It's Stones and Diaz. Somebody's got to deal with that. It's a free header for Diaz on the back post, but that's just a lofted ball into the box. And Diop and Dawson, they're both very good centre-backs in the air, and they've just been left standing by Stones and Diaz. They've been dominated by Stones and Diaz there. Dawson and Diop. Poor defending. It's a good cross by De Bruyne. It's not a world-class cross. This is just the De Bruyne crowd trying to make out he's better than Bruno. It's a standard cross by De Bruyne. It's shocking defending by West Ham centre-backs. And it's 1-0 to Manchester City. But I'd be bloody fuming if I was Moyes. That ball's in the air for a very long time. And both your centre-backs get stuck under it and leave Diaz with a free header on the back post. Poor defending. When did we ever think we were above Rafa? We worship the man. Pretty much all of us knew he was the only reason we weren't fighting relegation, says Aaron Hallas. Mate, I remember there was a lot of Newcastle fans that didn't like Benitez. Can you shout out my mate Tom? He's a huge fan and just won the Galway Darts Cup finale after a tense game against Squid, says Kevin. And just wanted to say at home, Goldbridge is absolutely class, so big up yourself. Pure hilarity throughout on every episode. Well done and cheers for the laughs, says Callum. Thanks very much, mate. I'm enjoying doing those vlogs, so thank you very much for those people who do watch them. And how many City fans are Mark Goldbridge fans? Says, all right. Well, they've got to be someone's fans because they don't actually have any good content themselves, do they? I haven't changed the score. 1-0 to Man City. But what did I say just before City scored? I did say that they this is what they do. They're very good at grinding out results. Even if they're not vintage City, they won't concede and then they'll score an unlike City goal. I mean, that's such an unlike City goal, isn't it? Traditionally, it's not a Pep goal, but this is what they've evolved into this season. It's like De Bruyne picks it up on the right-hand side, puts a lofted cross into the box, and Diaz, who stayed up from the corners there to head it on the back post. It's not a City goal, but it's very effective, and it's very much a West Ham goal. He's almost beating teams the way they play. So this is why they're going to win the league. They've just got so many different areas, and what a signing Ruben Diaz has been, by the way. What a signing he's been. I said it a few weeks ago, and I'll stand by it. For me, the signing of the season is Ruben Diaz. I think there was a couple of players from Aston Villa that I've been very impressed with, Martinez and Matty Cash, but Ruben Diaz is just the amount of goals they're not conceding, and his ability in the air, it's amazing, isn't it? It really is amazing what he's doing for them there. It is a Burnley sort of goal, Bijou, exactly. And the thing is, when Man City are performing like George Graham's Arsenal at the back, not conceding goals, and then they're scoring goals like Burnley, as well as the way that they can play football, you know you're in trouble the rest of the league, because it's one thing dealing with Pep being a predictable tiki-taka manager that actually not many teams can deal with. But when they're not conceding goals then, and they're also scoring those sort of goals, Burnley goals, it just shows you that how difficult it is to stop a team like that. Ruben Diaz for PFA Player of the Year, says Jack Brady. I think it's been voted for already, hasn't it? Off topic, but any tips for winning on Fall Guys, says Ashley. I haven't played it in ages, Ashley, to be honest with you. Mark Ladd, we need to go for a pint soon. First round on me, says Tom Boone. Sounds good. Expect you to beat Milan. Their centre-backs are snails, says DBX. I think Man United will beat Milan. I think all English clubs will win. I think Spurs will win. I think Arsenal have to win and will win. I can see Arsenal going deep into the Europa League, to be fair, which is good because it'll be even funnier when they don't win it later on in it. But they need to win it, Arsenal. Arsenal's season, in all seriousness, Arsenal's season depends on the Europa League, doesn't it? Because they're not going to. Doesn't look like they're getting Europe from the Premier League. But it all comes about from that Johnson. He's had a bloody nightmare. Let's not forget, it was the free kick he gave away on Mahrez for the yellow card that led to Diaz and Stones being up there in the first place. And although they didn't score from that free kick, they stayed up there, didn't they? So the left wing back for West Ham has had a bloody nightmare. They're really, really bad performance from him. He'd be the one I'd be looking to take off if I was Moyes, because he's on a yellow card against Mahrez and he's having a bloody crap game anyway. Saturday night dance, I like the way you move. Lovely play by Fornells there. Gets it into Lingard. I don't know what sort of ball that is by Jesse, but Antonio does fantastically well, and then it goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, takeaway night tonight. Guess what I'm having? I already know. Back of the net. I don't normally make my mind up this early, but I think Diop there has been bullied. You can't really blame Dawson as much because the ball's too high for him to head, but Diop's got himself in a terrible position as a defender. Opinions on Martial? I'm a massive fan, but not sure he's on his future. Your thoughts, says Tom? Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. I think Martial's future at Manchester United is it's in his own hands. Definitely in his own hands. Mahrez, I thought he was going to shoot there. Plays it out wide. Goes for a throw-in from a block from Kyle Walker. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rugby. I'm absolutely loving doing the rugby because I will be watching it anyway. So being able to... Nobody in my house likes rugby. So when I watch the rugby, I get really into it, but nobody in the house likes it. So doing a watch-along for the rugby is going to be great because I really do get into it. So looking forward to that. Is there a way back for West Ham in this game? There's always a way back. Always a way back. But they will struggle. They will struggle. Because, as I've said before, they're very, very difficult to score against. Mahrez has got it here. Yeah, anyway, my takeaway is Indian. I'm having an Indian takeaway. There you go. United were linked to Ruben Diaz, but not under Ollie. It was under Mourinho. He was a Mourinho, a bit like Milenkovic, Nikola Milenkovic at Fiorentina. He was another Mourinho target. So Ruben Diaz could have been brought to United. But I think I was talking about this morning, and it's a good conversation to have with all of you because I think football fans these days do themselves a discredit when they start saying United are idiots, they should have bought Ruben Diaz, because football changes every few months, let alone every few years. And I think football fans are almost disrespecting themselves when they come up with thick arguments like that. I was on about this morning with Lingard. Like, there are some United fans going, oh, Lingard's doing brilliant, get him back. And I'm like, get him back to do what? He's had a handful of games. He's on loan till May. If he's played consistently well till May, then there's more of a conversation. But on top of that, bring him back to do what? He plays where Bruyne plays. What are you going to do? So Lingard playing well doesn't mean bring Lingard back to Manchester United, in my opinion. And in relation to Ruben Diaz to Manchester United, look, 3 years ago, Man United were probably looking at him with, go! Oh, he's missed it. Antonio, what a chance that was. The cross came in. I don't know whether there was an offside in the build-up. There may well have been. But it was half a chance. It was a good chance for Antonio. You never felt he was going to score it, but he might have been offside there anyway in the build-up, Fornells. But cross comes in. I think it was Lingard who put the cross in, actually. And Antonio, on the turn, it's into the ground. It's the foot of the post. But yeah, Man United signing Ruben Diaz 3 years ago. I mean, look at buying him 3 years ago would be a bit very different to buying him this summer, wouldn't it? I heard a vile rumour. I'm not reading that, Jack. Bloody not reading that. You think I'm thick? And Mark, would you do something with Esteemed? Coming from the Derby? He's a smaller city channel, but seems like a good bloke. What's your career choice, by the way? Says Luke James. He's not a good bloke. He's actually a bit of an arsehole. And so no, I wouldn't do anything with him. And that's based on experience, by the way. I'm not going to say anything more because it's, people can make their own minds up. And I will be having tikka masala with pilau rice, garlic naan, and Lingard with a shot there, but goes straight into the keeper's arm. So Man City pushing a little bit here. Yeah, so I'll have tikka masala, garlic naan, pilau rice, and probably a mushroom bhaji or something like that. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Might get some onion bhajis, yeah. One of my favourite things is called prawn on puri, which has got prawns in it. It's like in this pastry thing. It's lovely as well, but that's for later. Mark, your opinion, what two teams making the Europa final, says Mr. Big Sexy. Mr. Big Show Off, more like. it's very hard because the draw's not been made, is it? So you can predict two teams and they might play each other in the quarterfinals. But I do fancy, I do really think there'll be an English team in the final, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was an all-English final, if they can avoid each other. Here's West Ham coming forward again. Needs some help here. Lingard's got it. Goes to the keeper, Edison. Leicester-Arsenal prediction tomorrow. I think when you write Arsenal off, they tend to do quite well. So I wouldn't write them off. Antonio might play for Jamaica. Makes me excited because he won't get the England call up. Says never forget the scenes. He'd be too old now for England, wouldn't he? Be too old. Oh, Mr. Bloody Goal! Looking at my bloody phone. What a prat! It's 1-1. Get out! What a prat! What an absolute prat! Well, I thought it was safe. I thought with 2 minutes sort of sips, Pep's drinking his water. I missed it as well, Pep. Pep's looking like he missed it. Well, I thought 2 minutes to half time. There's no way West Ham are going to score because Man City don't really concede. Lingard gets it in. There's an overlap. Lovely little ball. Cross to the back post. Lingard goes for the shot and Antonio scores. Assist for Lingard as well. Get in. Get in there. Lovely stuff. And Man City concede a goal. Get in. 1-1. We can change score. I'll look at my phone a little bit more. Jesse's doing bits. Suits him. This is his level. It suits him. And I tell you what, that's put a cat amongst the pigeons. 1-1. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Lingard. I tell you what, forget Bruno versus De Bruyne. Lingard's better than De Bruyne. That's the real conversation to have. Sit down, Man City. They've conceded again. A minute to go to half time. Ollie loaned to West Ham so Lingard can play against Man City so he can assist Antonio and put pressure on Man City. Well, Lingard, oh God, that's a shite pass. That, to be fair to Lingard there, he's played one of the worst passes of the game, but it's one of those I've got sympathy with because you think a striker's going to make a certain run and when they don't make it and you pass the ball into that, you look shite. But 1-1 at half-time. Makes it interesting for the second half, definitely. I think West Ham probably deserve to be level in this game as well, but as I said, the Man City bench is ridiculous, as we know. Foden, Rodri, Jesus, Cancelo, Bernardo Silva. Good play by Stones. He's had a renaissance, hasn't he, Stones? So we're going to be at half-time in a minute, so we can play either or. Two things. I have to pick one. should be half time there. Ref blows the whistle. Come on, West Ham. Lovely stuff. Happy with that. Very happy with that. Good cross from De Bruyne. Ruben Diaz heads it in to make it 1-0. And then, well, just before half time, Man City doing what Man City don't normally do and conceding quite a soft goal, really. And Antonio gets the tap in from the Lingard cross. I do like that top. I do like the... Well, look. I love the black and gold. And it's a nice top, that is. Wish Man United would do one like that. Lovely goal. 1-1. Let me just stop the clock here as well. So let's fly straight into it. I mean, there are things to talk about in relation to that game, but I'd rather play and talk about other things, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think in summary, Manchester City. Manchester City have made a lot of changes and played midweek. West Ham look fresh. They've definitely played better than they did against United a couple of weeks ago in the Cup and a couple of weeks ago when they played Liverpool in the league. They've played a little bit more expansive. Antonio makes a big difference to that, as does Jesse. So I've been impressed with West Ham. The goal they conceded was shit. Diop should not have got caught under that, and I think the left-back, Johnson, is a liability. But if they can stay in the game, then they might have a chance. But of course, I think Man City's strength in the second half is the bench. Being able to bring on the quality that they've got, like I said, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Jesus, Cancelo. They've got some real quality on that bench if they want to use it. And that's probably going to be West Ham's problem in the second half. But they can only keep doing what they're doing. And very, very impressed with what West Ham have done to get back into that game. Because when you go 1-0 down to City, you pretty much think it's going to be 2-0 and that's the game over. Mark, you starting England team off the top of your head, says Tom Boone. Oh, I've done this before, Tom, but very, very quickly, I'll probably put Pope in goal, Trent right back, Shaw left back. I'd play Stones and probably Maguire. I'd play Declan Rice with... I'd want to be more attacking, so I'd play Declan Rice with... It's difficult, isn't it? I don't want to play Declan Rice with Phillips because it's too defensive. So I might play Declan Rice with a... It might sound stupid, but a Ward-Prowse because he plays in a 2 for Southampton. I don't. If Mason Mount could play in a 2, I'd play him. So I'd play Declan Rice and Ward-Prowse, and then I'd play Foden in front of them. I'd put Rashford to the left, Kane to the right, and probably either Sancho or Sterling off the right. Which means you've got to bench people like Grealish and Mount and Saka. And this is the thing, though. But what Southgate will do is he will play a back 5. He will then play Rice and Phillips. So that means you can only play 3 attackers. You're going to bench and leave. The thing is, Southgate's going to take people like, I don't know, Tyrone Mings, and leave people like a Grealish or a Maddison or someone like that at home because he's going to go defensive. So there you go. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We are doing Arsenal versus Leicester tomorrow lunchtime. And if you're interested in the rugby or you've never watched the rugby, I am doing a watch along England versus Wales at 5 tonight, this evening, on the Paddy Power YouTube channel, and I've dropped the link in the video description for you. So if you look, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good fun. Anyone who watched the Super Bowl, make sure you watch this. I'm not doing Lana Rhodes or Riley Reid, and what I mean by that is Cheering 20 wants me to pick between the two, not do anything in that way. No one wants to watch the rugby, says Emmanuel. Well, don't watch it then. You go and have a pot noodle and whatever else you're going to do. Flapjacks or brownies, says Mr. Naylor. If it's a proper good brownie, I'm going brownie, Mr. Naylor. And I'm talking crumbly on the outside, chewy on the middle, and a nice scoop of vanilla ice cream on the top. Delicious, delicious. Thanks, Darren. He says, great show as ever. And I don't know, Farad Bridge says Hashwant. I think you need to learn to... need to spell, mates. You've tried to try and be abusive and you can't even spell, you thick brat. And how can you think Sterling won't start? He's miles ahead of Rashford, says Jack Purchell. This is the great thing, Jack. I was asked for my 11 and I gave my 11. If you want to give your 11. You do it, and it's about opinion. I said I'd put Rashford on the left, and I'd put Sterling or Sancho on the right, because that's my 11. Henderson over Rice says that's crazy. Well, Henderson's out for 6 weeks, isn't he? So I think he's had I don't know. I like Declan Rice. Love the vlog yesterday, says Tyrone. Thanks very much, pal. Fried or scrambled eggs? Eggs, Benny. Tell you my favourite egg at the moment. I love poached eggs, but I've really got back into boiled egg. You know where you put it in where you boil it, you take the lid off. Well, it's not the lid, and then you dip toast in. Lovely. But scrambled for me over the fried. If I'm having a cooked breakfast and you're at an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, then I will always go for scrambled. Apple crumble with ice cream or custard, Mark? Both, Elliot. Why limit yourself? I would put Grealish in, says Luke Price. Who do you think is the best out of Grealish, Maddison, Mount and Foden? Ooh. I think it's between two players, really. I think that, unfortunately, I think Mount's been Chelsea's best player. I'd actually kick Maddison out, and he's had a good season as well. What a choice. And the funny thing is, Maddison this year has been brilliant. Mount is Chelsea's best player, I think. Foden has been awesome, and Grealish has been brilliant. And England have got 4 players like that, and he might leave 2 at home to take more defenders to play his back 5. Crap 5, I call it. So, yeah, I think it's... I'm not going to sit on the fence. For me, it's between Grealish and Foden. And at the moment, I think it's Grealish. I think Grealish is the best, yeah. But I wouldn't argue with anybody who said Mount, and I wouldn't argue with anyone who said Foden. They're very good players. Old Wembley or new Wembley, says Joseph Tyrrell. I've got to go with old. Got to go with old. And will Wan-Bissaka be in the England squad, says Shane. Well, it's a bit like the contest at right back, isn't it? Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I mean, Lamptey has been out injured a lot this season, hasn't he? But I think, to be honest with you, Wan-Bissaka doesn't offer you enough going forward, and he's going to play a back 5. So he probably will go Trent. I don't think he'll take Wan-Bissaka. I don't think Wan-Bissaka's got much chance at all. Be interesting to see if Wan-Bissaka does what's been rumoured, which is it Congo, or there was talk of him playing for somebody else instead of England, and I don't know that he can get into that England side. Opinions on Everton this season, says Connor Mitchell. You've got to be happy. You've got to be happy what they're doing. And I think that if they can spend again in the summer, like they spent last summer, because I think Everton's big problem at the moment is if you miss a couple of players, then you go back to being the normal Everton. I think they need a stronger bench now. So, yeah. Who should be England manager, Mark, says Amster. I personally think Frank Lampard would be good. I actually think Frank Lampard is a decent coach, and I think the England job would be good for him. And I think he fits the profile of an England coach. But I think the problem with Southgate is he's just he fits the profile of the job because he's a yes man. He wears a waistcoat and he's a nice guy. But I don't think he's a quality coach, and I don't think that he has the quality at that level, to be fair. I will always remember Walker having a threesome in the midst of a lockdown. Well played, says Leslie Lai. Were you there, Leslie? I didn't know this. Do you think Villa will be in Europe next season, says Jamie Stewart? No. I hope they are, but I don't think they will, because I think it's only the top 6 who get it, isn't it? So it might even be the top 5, actually. David Moyes deserves more respect, says Yaza. I think David Moyes, after a decade, has actually now found his level. And I don't mean to be disrespectful there, but at Everton, he was consistently a manager that was getting the best, was overachieving. Then he got the Man United job, which he never should have got because he wasn't that level. Then he's gone and done things like Sociedad and Sunderland, and that just didn't work out. And I think at West Ham, he's found his Everton. He's found a level where he can do his thing and expectation is not that high, and he can exceed expectation. So he is doing quite well, yeah. What team is better, 1920 Liverpool or 2021 City, says Matthew Larney. I think Liverpool last season, when they were in their flow, were better. But the problem Liverpool had is that the season broke apart, didn't it? And then it never felt like Liverpool won the title up until February and then just sort of slipped down into second gear. Whereas Man City have done it the other way. They were a little bit slow at the start, but now they just look relentlessly good. I would love West Ham to not get beat, because I don't think this City side is amazing, and I do think it can be beat. But having said that, are West Ham potentially going to get a result out of Man City? But when Man City have made so many changes, like Rodri's a first teamer, Cancelo's a first teamer, Foden is a first teamer, Sterling is a first teamer. I forgot about Sterling. They've got 4 or 5 first teamers not playing today. Jason says, any video games you're looking forward to, Mark? Not really. FIFA, but that comes out every year. Mark, your favourite ever Man United title winning team, says Mr. Big Sexy. Well, it's always... I hate these questions as a United fan, because it feels so cliched to say 99, but it can only ever be 99. Favourite ever goal? Well, it has to be the winner in the Nou Camp from Solskjaer, because it can't be anything else. And the thing is that we won the treble in 99, but the league title was also on the final day. It wasn't like it went to the final day. Like we played Spurs. I can't remember who Arsenal played, but we had to beat Spurs, and so it went to the final day. And the FA Cup semi-final, we could have lost that. They had a penalty in the last minute. Schmeichel saved it. Roy Keane had got sent off. Giggs won it with a wonder goal. And then obviously the Nou Camp, we won it from being 1-0 down with no time left. So, yeah. Goldbridge is yawning because he's tired on a Saturday morning normally, because he has too many drinks on a Friday night and not enough sleep when he wakes up on a Saturday. But that's not a problem. It's the weekend, isn't it? It's the weekend. And... hopefully it's not going to be too long until we get those weekends back, where I think end of March we can start playing football again. So Saturday morning football will be good. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're starting to head back to football fans in the ground, people in pubs on holiday, seeing family and friends. Yeah, let's bring it on. Let's bring it on. But I tell you what, I was saying this to somebody just off topic of football for a moment. I don't know how you all feel, but I actually think, although this lockdown's been crap, because we've not, people haven't been at school, at work, you can't go to pubs, you can't go to shops, you can't get your hair cut. It has been crap. And it's at the crappiest time of the year, because I've always not really been a big fan of January, February. It has gone really quick, though, because there's been a lot of contributing factors to why it would be quite crap. But actually, it's gone really quick. We're nearly in March now. So there you go. Roy Keane's Insta. Haven't seen his latest one. Let's have a look. Let's have a looky-likey. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to... No, that's the wrong channel. We're not very close to that. We are currently on 332, and we're getting close to 333,000. We're only 300 away. All the threes. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are doing Arsenal-Leicester tomorrow lunchtime. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We do watch-alongs in here, FIFA Career Mode. And I'll have a look at what the watch-alongs for next week are going to be in a minute. Mark, sorry, mate. The 0708 team was better than 99. We ran away with the league and done well in the Champions League. We were slightly lucky to not to win treble, says Andrew C. I totally disagree. I've had this conversation with people before. The 08 team was not better than the 99 team, because the 99 team had Roy Keane in it. Simple. Football fan, and people are going, well, the 08 team had Ronaldo in it. The 99 team was better because it got pushed harder by a very good Arsenal side. And that's why the 99 team is one of the reasons the 99 team was better. It also had the best balanced midfield I've ever seen. Beckham on the right, Giggs on the left, Scholes and Keane in the middle. That is balance. So... definitely better goalkeeper, but that Arsenal team was bloody good. It had just won the double. They just won the double. They were a very, very good Arsenal side, and Yeah, they were better. That's what United were all about. I'm doing the rugby, so I'm not doing Aston Villa versus Leeds. I will keep an eye on it, but I'm doing the rugby at 4:45, so you can watch that on the Paddy Power YouTube channel. I've dropped the link in the video description for you, but we're about to kick off second half. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen in the second half? Do you think there is a way back into this for West Ham? Well, they're level at the moment, but could they go better? Remember my score prediction at the start? I did say 3-1. 3-1 to Man City. So let's see how it ends up. Oh, Roy Keane's on a bike ride. I can't believe Roy Keane is actually on Instagram. 1.2 million followers in a week as well. I think he actually secretly loves all this social media stuff. Man City with the cross again, and that goes wide for a goal kick. I am doing Arsenal-Leicester tomorrow, British, yes. And what are you going to have for lunch, Mark? I don't know. Might have a bowl of shreddies or something like that. Yeah, because I'm going to have me curry takeaway tonight, which I'll order during the rugby, and then have a beer with that. And I had smoked salmon and scrambled egg on bagels for breakfast. Posh breakfast because it's a Saturday. Better than the standard porridge. Kufel's been amazing this game and season, says Harry Boss. West Ham just need to settle and get back into the game. They actually played well in the first 45 minutes. What you've got to do is keep that going, keep that momentum going. Don't let it slip away, so to speak. Keep your momentum going. Thoughts on budgie smugglers, Mark? Like Speedos, if you don't know, says Elliot Anthony. I'm not a big fan of them. Not a big fan of them. I think if you've got thunder thighs, then Speedos probably look quite good. I mean, I can imagine like Jack Grealish would probably quite get away with a pair of Speedos, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. I'd rather just wear shorts, if I'm honest. Yeah. Pro Rocket says it's my birthday today. I hope your day is good. Well, I hope your day is good, mate. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Pro Rocket. And Callum Holiday says Goldbridge. Well, I'm not actually gay. I was asked a question about something, and even if I was gay, so what? But I'm not. So less of the offensive stuff, really. I think once Man City make subs, it will be over for them, says Harry. I think that is the concern in this game, yeah. There's a potential foul here on Lingard, actually. Makes a 1-2. Oh, no. I think it is a foul by Fernandinho. It's just... Oh, no, he gets the ball. No, it's not a foul. He gets the ball. Gets the ball. Outside the box as well. But no, he gets the ball, Fernandinho. Play on. Keeper's hurt himself here, which is a problem because they're already down to Fabianski not playing, aren't they? I'm not asking. I'm not answering about Everton again. All lives matter, says Thomas Webster. Thanks for the super chat. And who's better, Prime Rooney or Prime Messi? Jack, even I, as a Man United fan and a big fan of Rooney, can only say that there is no comparison between Prime Messi and Prime Rooney. I mean, is Prime Messi? There is only probably two players in the history of football that can stand next to him. Well, there's a goalkeeper warming up here. He looks more like a bank manager, to be honest. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. I don't know what's happened to Fabianski. I presume he's probably injured. Theatre of Dreams says Rooney was better overall in my opinion. Messi's just a tiki-taka lord. Yeah. I think that's an argument you can't win. It's like trying to stay dry in a shower. It's not going to happen. Predictions for United Chelsea. I've gone with a draw. I don't think there'll be many goals in it, which means there'll probably be about 10. But it should be a draw. No. I'm not going to say it should be a draw. There shouldn't be many goals in it, really. I think it could be a 1-0 or a 2-0 for somebody, or a 2-1. But I'm going to go 1-1. Strong play by Antonio down the left-hand side. Gets past Kyle Walker. Wins a corner. That's your job. Well done. I think West Ham without Antonio are a little bit like fish and chips without salt and vinegar. It doesn't taste the same. And well, the fish and chips don't taste the same. No one wants to eat West Ham. What I'm saying is they're not the same without Antonio. Man United have been really lucky actually. When we went to play them just before Christmas, they didn't have Antonio and they were 1-0 up at half time, and they could have been 3 or 4-0 up, but we ended up winning 2-1 in the second half. And they're just a different team when they haven't got him. Good cross that. But of course Lingard won't be able to play against Manchester United when we play them in a couple of weeks as well. That's a shit ball by De Bruyne. Go out for a goal kick. I think he was looking for Mahrez to make the run. Probably a little bit like Lingard's pass in the start. Scooby-Doo, says Callum. And come on, Moise. If you guess what car I've got, I'll tell you, Leo. But if anyone guesses it, I'll let you know. Wingardium Levioso. Bit of Harry Potter there. Bit of a Harry Potter. Fiesta. Kiss my arse. Nothing wrong with Fiesta, but I clearly don't drive a Fiesta. Or a Vauxhall Astra. I used to have a Vauxhall Astra. Nothing wrong with them. I wish it was a Lamborghini. Nope. No one's got it yet. So when are Man City going to make these subs? I think that will be the key point. Oh, that will hurt. Trud right on his foot. Torres there. Just turned in. And how's the game going, says Too Sharp. Well, Man City went 1-0 up. Diaz with the header. Good cross by De Bruyne. And then West Ham scored just before half-time. And the second half has now settled into a very similar routine to the first half, where it's relatively open and West Ham are doing pretty well. The issue, I think, in this game is that Man City have made a lot of changes. Obviously, no Sterling, no Foden, no Cancelo, no Rodri, no Bernardo Silva. So they've got a lot of talent on their bench. And, yeah. Here's De Bruyne, edge of the box. Oh, comes to Fernandinho, and it's gone wide. Kyle Walker, he thought about shooting, and he does. Wild. Wild and wide. Fight or flight, says Hunraj. Well, I don't think it's... For many people, it's not something you can control, so I don't really know. I don't really know, and I think it's... I think it's I think it changes based on scenario as well. Oh, my leg's really hurting. I have to stand up. My back's hurting me today. Mbappe would need to score 48 a season until he's 35 and Haaland 44 to reach Ronaldo's overall tally. Similar for Messi. Will never be matched, says Joel C. And Mark, would you rather Ronaldo or Koundé, says Lachlan Oberg. I think that I'd love Ronaldo to come back to Manchester United, but good block on the De Bruyne shot there from Soucek. But Man United really do need a centre-back, and I think if you didn't get a centre-back and you brought Ronaldo there, then he wouldn't get the service he would want anyway. Nice. Oh, Lingard there. Could have slipped Antonio in. Man City get the ball back. Good pressing by West Ham though. Lovely pass there by Torres. And Man City bypass the press. And the thing is, Man City can bypass a press. Even though they're the masters of the press themselves, they can bypass a press because this is what they train. Press and bypassing press. They're probably one of the best trainers in the world at that. My guess is Audi A4, you classy man. Amount of times I've been to that retail park, the Toys R Us is gone, says Jams. Yeah, it's Smith's now, isn't it? And I'm guessing your car is a Seat Leon Estate, says Luke Jones. And you're doing a watch along for Fury versus Joshua, says Ashley Crane. When we know when it is, I will do one, yeah, definitely, because I'll be watching it. Thanks for the contribution, Gabe. I'm not stupid. He knows. He knows what he tried to make me say. Real says you haven't even got a car, I don't think. Yeah, he's won it. He's right. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Here's De Bruyne on the edge. Went for the shot. He was stretching a bit, and it's blocked. I tell you what, if West Ham could find a goal, it would really set this game up beautifully. Nice ball there into Diop. Dyche as England manager. Oh God, no. This is good play by West Ham. They've not made loads of progress though, and that was a Kufal's pass. Oh! Fornells, he's picked it up from a mistake. Needs a bit of help. Bit of skills. Still in the box. Lingard. Oh, Jesse. There was half a chance there. Now De Bruyne's on the break. Oh, he's through. It could be a 2v1. De Bruyne running into the box from the angle. All on his own. Oh, agonising for De Bruyne. Put the cross straight. I mean, literally a metre off the line. He puts the cross across the goal. And there's no one there to tap it in as the game stretches. Now it's Declan Rice coming forward. Wide it goes to Lingard. Go back to Declan Rice. Why didn't he just go back to Declan Rice there? Oh, good ball into Fornells. And Gundogan nicks it and it goes for a throw. Soucek is better than Rice, says Connor. Yeah, but I think Soucek's more of the gets forward more. Declan Rice does the sitting job a little bit more. So that's what I have noticed from West Ham is that Declan Rice is more of the holding midfielder and Soucek gets forward more. Well, of course, that's not what United need. United need the holder. There are similarities in their role, but Soucek definitely gets forward more. Jensen, who do you think Chelsea will be fighting for the title next season? I think Liverpool will be back. I saw an interesting quote from Klopp this morning saying that Liverpool don't need a rebuild, and I think he's right. So I don't think they do need a rebuild. I think they've got the players that they need. Thomas Webster says, "Love your vlogs, thanks, pal." I think Liverpool, when they get everybody back, they haven't really got many issues. I think the problem they've had this year is ridiculous amounts of injuries. is Torres. Good shot. Ooh, header, Diop. I wonder. I think that would have had to. Keeper would have had to deal with that. Do you rate Funels? I think he's a good player for West Ham. I don't know whether he could go better than that. Here's that chance from De Bruyne again. But yeah, Aguero's gone front post, not back post. And Aguero comes off for Jesus. Good hour for Aguero. He's not played much. Not really had much of a sniff. But the subs start to come on for Man City now. Not a fan of Jesus, you know. Really not a fan of Jesus. I don't think he's that good at all. I'm not saying he's terrible, but I really think you could. I think a Calvert-Lewin would do a better job, really. Fernandinho. Well read. West Ham still looking to hit City on the break. Half an hour to go. Plenty of time left yet. Oh yeah, I've got no doubt, Amat, that Jesus will score the goal. I mean, I think people again take football too literally. That if Jesus scores, everyone will go, shut up, Goldbridge. But I could play up front for City and have a chance on a plate and win the game. It doesn't mean I'm a brilliant striker. What I'm saying is, I think that Man City are full of very, very good players. I don't think Jesus is that much better than a lot of strikers in the Premier League. You know, he's decent, but I think you'd expect Man City to have something a bit better. That's a lovely ball by Jesse into Antonio, but very good defending by Kyle Walker. Is a draw a good result for United, says Akshat? I mean, if I'm absolutely honest, West Ham winning is probably more of a problem for Man United than Man City winning. But of course, I'd rather West Ham won. We're not going to be catching Man City, and so Man City dropping points isn't really a huge help for us. Having said that, there is a scenario where if Man United beat Chelsea tomorrow and Man City somehow lost this game, we'd be 7 points off the top, and then if we beat them next week, we would be 4 points off the top. So you can live in hope, but I think we all know that there's no chance of Man United or anybody stopping Man City winning the title. But I'd definitely prefer a Man City win. Not a Man City win, a West Ham win. Because I'm just going to resort to what I've done with Leicester, really, as I don't think that they will be in the top four come the end of the season. I think the top four will be Manchester United, Chelsea and Liverpool, with obviously Man City winning the league. Because I'm just going to resort to evidence of history that the big clubs will rise to the top. But this might be the year where that doesn't happen. It could be a year where not only are Arsenal and Spurs not in the top four, but maybe another two of the traditional top six aren't in the top four, which would be a real turn up for the books. I've got a super chat here from Callum Robinson. He says, as a Blackburn fan who's a paid up member of the Cavani Club, you are the only one who I've heard pronounce Ben Brereton correctly in a while. Have I got it right now? Brereton. Yes, he played quite well against me in that game. Career mode, if you know, you know. Switch it! Switch it! Switch it, Jesse! Switch it! Oh. They've intercepted it. There are chances on the break here for West Ham. G'day, Mark. Reckon you could say the Bankston Bulldogs are a top quality side, says Jackers. I've just done it. And here is Jesus. There's offside there as well. Get Jesse off, says Reece Edwards. He's starting to tire, isn't he? I don't know what they've got on the bench here, West Ham, but they might want to look at it. If there was a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hook and the DJ revolves it. So another substitution, Foden for Torres. This is where it starts to get hard for West Ham. Quality like this coming off the bench. First teamers coming off the bench. We're 200 subscribers away from 333,000, by the way. So please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Get involved in the channel. Everyone's welcome on here. We are doing Arsenal versus Leicester tomorrow lunchtime on this channel as well. And I'm doing Wales versus England rugby watch along on the Paddy Power YouTube channel this afternoon. If you enjoyed my Super Bowl watch along I did on there a few weeks back. More of the same, but rugby, and I actually do know a lot about rugby, so it will be, and I do get quite into the Six Nations, so you can join me for that. Links in the video description for the page for that. But 25 minutes to go here. Foden's on, Jesus is on, and it's going to get more harder for West Ham now, I think, with the quality of players that they've got to bring on. Do you believe Klopp will be done if he doesn't make top four, says Emmett? I think it'd be a massive blow for Liverpool if they don't get top four and they don't win the Champions League, because they won't be in the Champions League next year. If I was Klopp, would I let that define me? No. I'd very much put it down to a bad season and numerous injuries, and I wouldn't expect it to happen again. I don't think Johnny Wilkins is playing. I literally watched England play Scotland a couple of weeks ago and watched them quite regularly, so I do know a lot about rugby. Will you continue with the watch-alongs after lockdown, or will you be attending games, says Geraint Chapman Full. And genuinely think if City play like this against United, we have a big chance. Passing's been poor, just West Ham don't know what to do on the break, says Luke Darling. And this season, I think, will be one of those you think back, and this is if we had just won those West Brom, Everton, Arsenal games, where would we be, says SK. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, Man City did what I said at Christmas nobody wanted to happen, which was we didn't want Man City or Liverpool to find consistency, because this league would become very easy for them if they did. Well, obviously Liverpool found nothing but inconsistency, but Man City found that consistency, and goal, and it's a great goal. You can't argue with that. John Stones, their centre back score, but Mahrez makes this. Gets it on the left-hand side, right-hand side, stands his man up. But who's marking? Who's marking who there for West Ham? David Moyes will be furious, but Mahrez gets it on the wing. Simple cross. And a centre-back unmarked in the box just to pass it into the back of the net. 2-1 to Man City. There's plenty of West Ham players here. And Lingard maybe could have cleared that, but they still work it well out to the right-hand side. Mahrez has got loads of time. I tell you who that's fault is. That Johnson for West Ham is crap. He's really had a bad game. I'm going to have to tweet it. John Stones makes it 2-1 to Man City. I did say 3-1, didn't I? And I think it's going to be very hard now. Well, I don't think it's going to be very hard. They've already come back from one goal down. They can do it again. But yeah, we were just literally talking about that, weren't we? Manchester City this season have found that consistency that we know. We know Man City and Liverpool have the capability of going and winning 12, 15 Premier League games in a row because they've done it before. And Manchester City have gone into that since just before Christmas, wasn't it? Really, they've just gone on a mad one, really. So I don't think there's any club that can look at it and go, "Oh, if we'd won this, we'd won that, we could have won the league." I think the only club in England that can live with Man City like this is Liverpool. But obviously Liverpool have imploded this season, so there is no equal for Manchester City this season, and their squad is just ridiculous. I mean, as I said, West Ham have done quite well today, but Man City have left 5 first teamers out. That's half a team. Ridiculous, really. Oil over the trophy, says Shella boy. And yeah, 2 goals from Man City centre-backs as well. Phil says, how different do you think the Premier League table would look now if the pandemic had never happened? Well, Liverpool still would have had the problems that they've got. I think they'd have a few more points. I think with crowds at Anfield, I don't think they would have dropped as many points as they have. But I still think City would have won this title this year regardless of lockdown, because Liverpool are the only ones. As I said, I think Liverpool are the only ones that can live with them, and Liverpool have not been able to do it today. Somebody said there, Mark, tactics make football look easy. I think also having the amount of money that Pep's got makes football easy. I mean, I've just given you a big hint there as to why Man City are very hard to stop. Not only have they got a good coach, not only have they got good tactics, but they've also got a situation where they can put a team out better than any other team in the Premier League, but still have Raheem Sterling, Phil Foden, Cancelo, Rodri and Bernardo Silva on their bench. It's their depth of talent is ridiculous. Like Cancelo, you can have a rest and I'll play Kyle Walker. Foden, you can have a rest and I'll play Ferran Torres, who I bought last year. Laporte, you're on the bench, mate, because I'm playing Ruben Diaz and Stones. Fernandinho, you can play in the midfield because I'm going to give Rodri a rest. Jesus, you can have a rest because I'm going to give Aguero a game. You know, the quality. Sterling, you're not playing today because I'm going to play Mahrez. Their quality is ridiculous. They've bought well, but they've bought more than anybody else other than Chelsea, really, haven't they? And very, very hard, which is probably why Lampard lost his job, because Roman Abramovich probably looked at it and went, the squad you've got is ridiculous, mate, and we're not even in the top 4. Nathan Aké's never gets used. I don't know whether he's injured though, to be honest, but that's another player that they bought in for 40 million that they don't even need. Liverpool would love Nathan Aké. 20 minutes to go. Can West Ham get something out of it? Well, whilst it's 2-1, there's always a chance. Not with that sort of a ball. Edison gets it. Mark, do another millionaire quiz in your next vlog to redeem yourself, says Adrian. Oh, I know. I do need to do another one, actually. Foul on the keeper there from Dawson. I think he's over-egging the pudding a little bit there. I don't think there was much in that. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner, just while we've got a little bit of a break in the play here while Edison gets a little bit of treatment. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Everybody's welcome on here, doesn't matter what club you support. Just a general football channel that I do. Lots of different watch-alongs. In fact, let's have a quick look at what the watch-alongs for the week are. So tomorrow lunchtime, it is a 12 o'clock kickoff tomorrow, actually. Leicester against Arsenal. So 12 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be doing Leicester against Arsenal on this channel, and then Manchester United against Chelsea will be at 4:30 on the United stand. No European football this week, so there's not actually that many good. Thursday night we'll be doing a watch along on here because it's Liverpool against Chelsea next Thursday night at 8:15, so that we'll be doing that one for sure. Midweek games aren't that great, really. Well, Man United, Palace, I'll be doing on United stand. Not really interested in Man City, Wolves. Next Saturday. Burnley, Arsenal, might do that next Saturday lunchtime. Sunday is Man City against Manchester United. But And then we're back into Europe again, aren't we? Yeah, the week after next. So, so much football going on. So much football. I tell you, so much football. Let me just check this link in the video description, see if it's working. Yeah, it does work. Watch along. Wales versus England. Watch along with Mark Goldbridge at 4:40 for a 4:45 kickoff. And you can join us for that if you want to watch. If you're going to be watching the rugby, if you're interested in the rugby, if you're curious about the rugby, I'm doing England versus Wales watch along this afternoon at 4:45. The link is in the video description. It's on the Paddy Power YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to that one. But I'd love to see West Ham get a goal. Mark, how is your Saturday? I hope you're doing well. What's for lunch? Says Danny Stooland. I've got no idea what I'm going to have for lunch. Probably a bowl of cereal because I'm having an Indian takeaway tonight. And I can't wait for that. Proper looking forward to it. In off the red. Kian Brandon says, Mark, can you give us a few players to watch on the rugby? I can give you 30 because there's 15 on each team. $15 minutes to go as well. Who do I think is going to get relegated? Well, Sheffield United and West Brom. I think Fulham have given themselves a bit of a chance, you know. I think they have. And I think if Fulham were to stay up, you're probably looking at... I think Newcastle might be in trouble. I'd be very surprised if a Brighton went down, really. Yeah. No, I don't have a comma. Gabe says, Mark, it is genuinely my last name. I've been cursed with the name my whole life. Wanted to say the live stream's keeping me sane at the moment. Thank you very much, Gabe. And a woman goes to her dad's deathbed and they haven't been seen each other for years. Dad, I'm sorry, she whispers. Goodbye. Sorry, he says. Alex Holt. I get it. I had to read it again. Oh, Declan Rice losing the ball there. It's going to drop to Mahrez. Good block. Gundogan. Mahrez. I think Mahrez is an interesting player as well. Very good player for Leicester, but he is that sort of player that really does suit that step up to a top 4 club. And I know he won the title with Leicester, didn't he? But he really does suit a big club, Mahrez. Have you ever tried mutton biryani apart from butter chick? Says Darshan. People do talk about butter chicken a lot. I've never had it. It's meant to be very nice. Mahrez goes for a corner. I'd love a cheese and ham toasty, Owen Gibbons. I would love one. So we're approaching the last 10 minutes here. West Ham just need to hang into this game and see if they can get something going at the other end. You have to try butter chicken. I'm going to write it down. I might even order butter chicken just to try it. Butter chicken. Is it a standard dish from a Indian takeaway then? I might try that. You got to try mutton biryani to become the GOAT, says Selva. West Ham are struggling to get hold of the ball here at the moment, in all honesty. Man City are dominating it, looking like they're going to go for goal 3. And I think it's fair to say that since City have made those subs, they look a lot better, surprise, surprise. You ever tried a sticky tin with sausages? Says DXG. Andrew, I think that's rude. That's probably some sort of rude thing. It's very loud in there. That's it. Shut it down. It always goes downhill in the live comments when people say something rude. It's like, oh God, I can say something rude. Arr. It's like when when I was at school and you could figure out that you could type boobs on a calculator, and everyone would start doing it and trying to figure out other things. Come on, come on, here we go. West Ham, come on, let's get it going. They can't get out their half at the moment, West Ham. The pressing game is working. It's in full flow here from Man City. Do you like naan bread? I love it, Kieran. Garlic naan for me. You can get a naan bread with meat in it, can't you? Mark, have you ever eaten a whole lamb? No. Is that Ben Rama coming on? I'm actually surprised that I don't know what's happened with him. I've just realised this. Why is Bowen not playing for West Ham? Has he gone off the boil a little bit? Because he's one of those players I really do like. Lucas says, where's the Welsh gang? You can watch my watch along. Links in the video description. Wales versus England. I am supporting England. I am English. That's the way it'll be. How did you bromance with Josh start? Are we going to see a Sidemen Goldbridge Among Us collab? Says Luke Darling. I don't even know what this bromance is all about. I've only seen him talk about me once on a video. And I tell you what, I do not like John Stone's leg tattoo at all. I hope that's not going to be the next thing. I mean, I'm not really into tattoos anyway, but I really hope people don't start doing that, what John Stones has done on his leg. I just do not like leg tattoos at all. And they're not so bad below the knee on the back of the calf, but on the top of your thigh, I just think, oh my God. It'll become the next thing. Where would we be if Van der Beek and Bay started, says Sheriff. And okay, thanks very much for that. No, I haven't got any tattoos, no. I didn't think John Stones was like that, though. I just didn't think he would be somebody that would have a leg tattoo like that. But I don't really know anything about him, to be fair. Can you give a shout out to Jack Donnelly, says Big Shaq. There you go, Jack. About 10 minutes to go here, but West Ham look tired now, and they don't seem to be able to get hold of the ball. When is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Joshua? The Barnsley Beckenbauer. Why did the ball change mid-season? I don't know. Tattoos should be banned from football, says Munsud. Chinese or Indian, says Covert. I'm having an Indian tonight. Yeah. So here we go. Last 7 minutes. He's making a change. I don't know who he's going to bring off. Bowen's coming on. I don't know why Bowen's not. It's taken Antonio off, surprisingly. Bowen's on for Antonio then. And he takes Johnson off for... is it Ben Rama? Should have took him off after 20 minutes, that Johnson. I mean, he's had a crap game. If I was doing player ratings for West Ham, I wouldn't give him higher than a 4. He's been really bad. Are your glasses medical or stylish? I don't know. Is it medical that you need glasses to help you read? Offside there. 5 minutes to go. Fish and chips or burger and chips? Also, can you give a shout out to my friend Bobby, says Owen Gibbons. I probably like fish and chips at the moment because I haven't really had fish and chips since lockdown. I've had burger and chips and everything. I haven't had a proper fish and chips since lockdown because I just haven't been asked to go to the fish and chip shop. Here's Jesus. Declan Rice just shoves him over. What a good strong tackle that was by Declan Rice, but he's got nothing going on ahead of him. They have to go all the way back to Diop. I don't think anyone would man mark Bruno. Sino says, do you think they'll man mark Bruno tomorrow? But I don't think they would, no. City actually have a bench where everyone gets called up for their national team except maybe the keeper. Talk about money well spent, says Gabriel. Oh yeah, I mean, the fact that they've not had, West Ham are what, 5th in the league, and Man City have rested 5 of their first team. Mark, we have players like Mbappe coming up who idolise and represent Ronaldo's playing style. Is it harder to become someone like Messi than Ronaldo, says Shivam. Well, Ronaldo's a fantastic player. I love Ronaldo, but Ronaldo worked on the way he plays. I think Messi's style of play is natural, isn't it? He has that. He's a natural talent. So chance for West Ham to put a cross in here from a free kick. Here it comes. Nobody on it apart from a Man City head. That's not a foul on Foden. I thought he got the ball there, Fennells. Watch this back. I'm pretty sure he gets the ball. No, he doesn't. It's a foul. It's a blatant foul. I'll give that. Imagine if City get Haaland, says Mika. Well, this City side's not going anywhere, is it? I mean, if Liverpool hadn't done what they've done, Man City would probably have 4 or 5 titles in a row, wouldn't they? Five to go. Nice little ball in there, but I think that Stones will get it, no problem. Goes for a throw in. Rodri's coming on. Of course, yeah, I mean, Man United got a massive game tomorrow against Chelsea, but we've got Man City in a week. And I think that will be, at that point, Man City will have won how many games in a row? I think Haaland will probably end up at Chelsea, yeah, Kieran, I agree with you. I don't think Man City... What's Man City's biggest ever signing? Is it 60 million, 70 million? Haaland's going to cost you 100 million. That's a big jump up for Man City to go and buy a £100 million player. Man City are very good at spending a lot, buying a lot of players for 50, 60 million, but they don't tend to go for that big, massive one. Where would you rank Tony in Premier strikers when he's himself and firing, says Daniel Kirk? Well, he was Man United Player of the Year last year. It's very hard to rank a player when no one really likes him much at the moment and he's not playing well. I like him. I think he's a good player. But if anything I say will just get ridiculed at the moment because he's just not playing very well, is he? But Martial, in his form he was in last season, I think he's one of the top 5 number 9s in the Premier League, which is about fair. But at the moment... he's not in the top 10, is he? Good ball by Lingard. You've got to put that cross in. Stones gets it. Second ball comes back to West Ham. We're nearly into the last minute of normal time. In fact, we are. Don't know how much is going to get added on. Declan Rice. Rodri is their biggest for 60 million, apparently. I didn't think they'd been above 60. Gabriel Fernandez says, do you think United can challenge for the title in the next 3 years? I don't think Chelsea are going to win the title. And I think they will spend money because it's not just about challenging for a title means going head to head with this Man City side in the next 3 years, because it's not going anywhere, and neither's Pep. So it takes more than just buying a centre back to challenge that City side. Look at what Man City have done today. They've played the team 5th in the league, and they've rested 5 first-team players, and they still win 2-1. This is the strength in depth that City have. They're a good team. They don't concede goals. They've got masses and masses of depth. I don't think anybody's challenging City for the title for a while, unless they get in the squad depth and quality that Man City have got. I mean, Laporte is on the bench for Manchester City. Like, he would be the best centre-back for every club in the Premier League. But he can't start for Man City. So these are the problems, isn't it? Mark, I just got depressed, says SK. You just said if Liverpool hadn't done what they've done, Man City would have 5 titles. Know any billionaires in the market, says SK. Well, look, as United fans, we didn't want Liverpool to win the title, but it stopped City, didn't it, from doing this. Have you ever been to Waterford in Ireland, Mark? I think so, Kieran. I think I have been there. Is that south of Dublin, and there's like a crossroads in the middle of it? I think I have been to Waterford, or maybe that was Wexford actually. Maybe I haven't then. 4 minutes added on. Man City a different gravy, says Owen. I don't think there's anybody to get close to them at the moment. This is what happened with Liverpool last year. It happened with City Centurions. The press will start saying they're the best team ever. I don't think it's the best City team ever at all. I just think that they are the best in a very uncompetitive league at the top level. There's nobody anywhere near them at the moment. I feel sad for Tony. There's clearly something wrong, says Daniel Kirk. Yeah, there's no doubting that this Man City side is a good side, but there's nobody anywhere near them. So you over-exaggerate how good they actually are. I think they're winning this league in 4th gear. I think, to be fair to them, they've actually got another gear to go, but they're not having to do it. Man of the match, yeah, I'd give it one of the centre-backs for City. They've both scored and they've both played well. I don't think City have been great today. They've not been dominatingly great, but they've been good enough to win the game, and I think that's what Pep wanted to do. I have been to Galway. I have definitely been to Galway, Davit, yeah. On the harbour. They've got that little like thin walkway with pubs on either side, just off the harbour, yeah. Been there. Like 1 minute to go of stoppage time. Cross comes into the box. Nobody wins it except for a City player. Go on then, Jesse. Have a look. Have a shot. It's a good cross. Diop! What a prat! What a prat! Moyes is like, what are you doing, mate? It's a lovely cross by Lingard. It comes to Diop and he's got to get that on target. Lovely cross. Oh my God. What a prat. I'm not saying he's going to score that because he's got to get his head around it, but Antonio scored for West Ham, Jack. Diop, what a flop. Ref will probably blow the whistle here, and he does, and it's another win for Manchester City. They've done enough today. He rested 5 players. He brought a couple of them on. But Man City just having too much because of their centre-backs. Centre-backs win them the game. Not strikers, not De Bruyne. Stones and Diaz win them the game. I'm a little bit disappointed in John Stones. I didn't realise he had that horrific leg tattoo on the upper part of his leg. That's just not cool, John. I'm disappointed with that. But apart from that, I would give you man of the match. But a leg tattoo up there, bloody hell. What else are you hiding? I don't know. But thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe. I think we're only 100 away from 333,000. But I am live again in a couple of hours for Wales versus England rugby watch along. It's live on the Paddy Power YouTube channel. I've dropped the link in the video description. Just pop over there and subscribe, and then when it goes live, you'll get a notification. But I will be there for you at 4:45 in Wales versus England rugby watch along. See you there. Thanks for watching.